Now, I will explain how to play the game in the next class. In this game, the lecturer becomes a variable called start pointing to the first node, and the students become one node and are inserted and deleted from the single linked list.
The student will have cards that represent data throughout the game. The data this student has now is 2. A student has its own name if it is not already included in the linked list. Currently, this student has his own name, which, because she is not on the linked list, if included in the linked list, she will have the next student's name tag. If it's the last node in the linked list, it doesn't have any label because it doesn't have a next. In the linked list in this example, the node with 2 points to the node with 4. So in the game, the which has the data 2 and
the name of the student Satan with 4. 4 is the last node, so Satan with 4 has no name.
Then I'll explain how to actually play the game with animations. First, we play a game about the process of inserting nodes into the linked list. When the game starts, all students except the lecturer have their own names. The lecturer will hand out cards. Students, don't show your card to anyone yet. At the start of each turn, the instructor calls out the number of the cards to be inserted. Currently, because the lecturer doesn't have any cards when the number is called, the student with the card shows her that he has the card. I would like to insert 4. He gives his name tag to the instructor.
I have 4. I am inserted.
Give your name tag to the instructor. Successively, the lecturer speaks out the number to be inserted. I would like to insert 9. And she calls out the name tag in her hand. Satan. The student whose name is called compares his or her card with the number told by the lecturer.
I have 4. 4 is smaller than 9. I am tail.
The student named now has 4, and the new number must be after the student now, because 4 is less than the number 9 we are trying to insert. Therefore, this student has to call the next student's name, which he doesn't have because he gave his own name tag to his lecturer. This means he is the last node in a single linked list. Therefore, he speaks of himself as the last node, the tail.
I am tail.
So the student with A9 shows his card and declares that it will be inserted.
I have 9. I am inserted.
And gave his name tag to the last called student. In general, if the number you have is less than the number called, whoever is next to you is called by your name. For example, let's say the lecturer wants to insert A7. I would like to insert 7. Satan. Satan has 4, and his 4 is less than 7, so he calls it the next name.
I have 4. 4 is smaller than 7. My next is wizard.
The wizard, whose name is called, has 9, which is less than 7, so he doesn't call the next person by name.
I have 9. 9 is bigger than 7.
Again, if the number you have is larger than the number you want to insert, don't call your name. Now the wizard hasn't called the other friend's name, so the student with 7 knows he has to fall between Satan, who called the wizard, and the wizard, who last spoke the number. So the student with 7 trades his name tag with Satan, who called the last wizard's name. This means exchanging name tags with the student who called the student, not the student who last compared the number. So the inserted student says,
I have 7. I am inserted.
What if the number of the student called by the lecturer is greater than the number you want to insert? In this case, the student, Satan, does not call the next name, and the student with the number to insert exchanges a name tag with the instructor, who called Satan's name. I would like to insert 2. Satan.
I have 4. 4 is bigger than 2.
I have 2. I am inserted.
In this way, once all students have been inserted into the linked list, we will have a procedure to check if they are inserted correctly. This game is similar to an algorithm that outputs a linked list in a program. The lecturer calls out the name tag she has in her hand, and each student calls out their number and the name that they have in their hands. If someone has no name tag, it means that the student is the last node. You'll notice that, oddly enough, the numbers are sorted. The final game is to remove students one by one from the linked list. This time, the lecturer calls out the numbers to be deleted one by one. The student then compares the number they have in their hand with the number called by the lecturer. If the number you have is smaller than the number to be deleted, the next student's name is called. But if a student has a number, he exchanges a name tag with the person who called his name. I would like to delete 4, which
I have 2. 2 is smaller than 4. My next is Satan.
I have 4. I am deleted.
If the person you want to exchange does not have a name tag, you do not have to exchange it, but give it a name tag. I would like to delete 9, which
I have 2. 2 is smaller than 9. My next is Angel.
I have 7. 7 is smaller than 9. My next is Wizard.
I have 9. I am deleted.
If his number is the same to the lecturer's number, swap his name with his caller. I would like to delete 2, which
I have 2. I am deleted.
In this way, after all the numbers have been called once, the linked list is empty, and the students have their own name tags, as before. Here are some warnings. Never do anything other than those mentioned in the game. Sometimes, to make it easier to see who is on the linked list, you may sit or move around, but points will be deducted. And do not show your card to anyone except to compare your number with the number you have called. And any action that other students seek to help other than the student who must act now is cheating and will be deducted. This is the end of the explanation of the game.